episode 143.
Are you ready to take your eBay business to the next level? Then hold on, because Ron and Ali are going to take you into the fast lane with the latest tips and insights from some of the biggest and most successful sellers here on the So You Wanna Sell on eBay podcast.
Welcome once again to another episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. I'm Ron LeBeau.
And I'm Ali Young.
Hey, everyone. We have with us today Glen Zubia Jr. Glen, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Nice.
Yeah. You doing all right?
I'm doing good. Just, have some listing to do tonight. So I'm ready.
Well, we'll talk really fast for this 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. So Glen Zubia Jr. is an eBay seller from El Paso, Texas, and best known for his YouTube channel, Hustler Hacks. He hopes to inspire others who are struggling with money, especially after college, to take advantage of the many money-making opportunities that are available through e-commerce.
Wow. Hustlers Hacks. That sounds funky. So what is that? So people, is that for new people, or what sort of people do you get watching your YouTube vids?
For most of the part, it seems like around people that after kind of college try to figure out how to make money online. And I get more people around, let's say 25 to 32. Seems to be more likely the demographic around that for the channel. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. I mean, that you know your market. That's really cool. And that's really important, too, especially if you're going to have a YouTube channel, know who you're speaking to, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you came to my house, I'd probably have as many shoes as you've got, but none of them are mine. They're all my wives and kids and stuff. So you've got a serious shoe thing happening, haven't you?
Yeah. I started off, with I guess garage sales, thrifting, things like that. I had done a little bit of shoes here and there, and then now I'm kind of focusing more on that niche with my eBay store, like clothing, shoes, and just kind of stuck with that. So,
Yeah, I mean, and your eBay store is G Customs 41, right? Mm-hmm. And yes, you do have a lot of shoes, brother. Probably not in my size, but because I don't want to look, I'm just kidding. It's awesome. You got a lot of cool stuff here, man. This is really awesome. And how long have you been doing this?
I think I started on eBay in 2001. So this was my cousin first introduced it hey, did you know you can buy sports cards on here? Because we're big sports cards guys to begin with. Actually, we were kind of 13, 14, 15 years old at the time. And he's like, yeah, you can, send a money order and then you get, the sports card back.
Oh, my goodness, man.
And I was like, so crazy. Okay. And I was like, all right, money order. So then, I was super pumped once it came to the mail, opened up the cards that I ordered. And I was like, man, this is cool. And then after that, I started learning a little bit more about selling. And then it was just kind of here and there because I went to school. I was in college. So I was kind of trying to figure out what I was going to do for that. But before then, my then girlfriend, now wife, we used to sell McFarlane sports figures.
Yeah.
And so they had NFL, NBA players. So with the NFL ones, we used to custom paint them into a new player. So
wow.
Yeah. So I was kind of there's Tom Brady 6 and Tom Brady 7. I'm like, what do we do different players that aren't out there, especially rookies or something? And so the first player that we, repainted sold for $160 on eBay. And I was just I told them, I'm just kind of a artist that just kind of likes to paint and things like that. And it was cool. So I did these custom figures for a good while. And then school kind of caught up to me, or I kind of just got away from it. And I told my parents at the time, all right, I'm going to quit school. Just sell on
going to paint.
Just going to paint these figures, sell on eBay. And they didn't like that answer too much.
I bet they didn't.
School, graduated.
Nice. They're loving you now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're happy for me and things that I've done with that and the channel and everything. So, but eBay has just been awesome since then till now, and even the different things that I've sold. So
you just sort of developed
really cool.
a niche. You sort of come out of that and then got into the shoes then and saw that they worked, did you?
Yeah, and the shoe thing kind of happened. I mean, I mixed it in here and there, but it kind of happened, I guess, because I was going to these same stores like Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, these type of stores finding things to resell. But for the most part, I was really like doing garage sales and thrift stores because I needed to pay off now my student debt. So I was like, that would kind of like, that helped me motivate me into that. And I was like, 5 a.m. garage sales. I have to go every week and, pay off this debt. And I haven't really done a lot of garage sales like I used to, but me and my friend at the time, it was just like nonstop. It was fun just doing that and listing on eBay and.
So these 5 a.m. garage sales, I'm just envisioning like you get there before like the people that are actually. So I mean, you're walking. They wake up and come out in their garage, and you're sitting there waiting.
Hi.
How does that work? I mean, that you come to my house at 5 a.m. even when we're having a garage sale, and it's a little bit early, man.
They make you breakfast, do they?
Right, maybe breakfast, a couple of some muffins and stuff. It's because the competition in our area was like it's always at 5 a.m. is like the main. Even sometimes 5:30, it's like you're late. Now my brother, he lives in Austin, and in his case, it's like 9 a.m. is the garage sale time. And
are you jealous of him that he gets to sleep in a little bit?
Man. I'm moving.
Exactly. When I went over there, I was like, "What, 9 a.m.?" And they're giving you like tea and refreshments. And stuff. I'm like, man, these are the garage sales I can get used to.
Yes, absolutely. No, it looks pretty cool, man. And, you've come a long way. I know that, our good friends over at Ecom Chicago, Rich and Mark and Nyla, and Robin, you're actually going to be a speaker at Ecom Chicago 2018 this year, right?
Oh, when they asked me, I was super excited about it. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. That's going to be in October, ready to go.
I will be there, and I will shake your hand, Glenn. I can't wait to meet you. It's really awesome. They are a really great group. And, just so you know, real quickly, if you guys are not registered for Ecom Chicago, you need to get registered now. Go to ecomchicago.com. That's a plug for my friends over there. Listen, man, we are really, really pumped to have you on the show here today and to talk more about eBay. But, it seems like you've done a really, really good job with these shoes. Tell us about that and how you got into just the shoe. I mean, you got a lot of sporting goods for sure, but I see a lot of shoes there. And how did that work for you? How did that come about?
I've always been like a NBA fan. So I started off, especially like being younger, like we talked about the sports card. So during that time, also with sneakers being big, so I started to kind of like get into the sneaker game type stuff. So I've always been a fan of that. So now when it was out to kind of sourcing for these type of items, I could already know them and see them because of the past knowledge and being a fan. So then it was kind of like an easy niche transition, I guess, for me from these sports figures to now shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing most of these are brand new.
Yeah,
they are brand new, right? So you've got sources that you're not going to reveal.
Back of the truck.
Hey, listen,
this truck crashed full of Nike shoes.
Just tell Ali and I,
So on the channel, we do me and my other friend Ken, he goes by the Hustle Bee. We do sourcing trips in different cities. So we've been to Chicago, Dallas, Houston, Portland, and we go to these same stores, Nike outlets. They have certain sales and deals, going through completed listings on eBay, what's selling, what are the names, how can we research them, and go to the other stores like Ross, Marshalls, Burlington. So most of them are brand new with and without the box. So we like to just go doing sourcing trips, different cities, and then we'll also do like little mini meetups. For the people also that we talk to online. So it's been pretty cool. We've been doing that for like the last 5 months or so.
So what's your process then? So you're out buying stuff then like 3 days a week or something, and then you're coming home and listing that stuff for you? I mean, how do you get it from the shop or the back of the truck to eBay?
So when we're out of town, we do have to ship them back UPS and really have to kind of strategize and Tetris our way into the boxes to make sure we have the money right, because we don't want to, spend, $80-90 on a box to ship back when we want to make profit on a certain, amount of shoes. So we really have to, if we can get, 25 to 27 pairs in one of the bigger boxes, then we know it's going to be worth our while, but we do have to ship them back to our cities, and then we can list them once we get them back.
And you'll take pictures and stuff like that then?
Yeah, all individual pictures for each and getting all those ready. So we're kind of doing our research, of course, with the eBay app and completed listings and seeing what we're getting and then, ship them all back.
Jeez.
Yeah, and there's definitely two schools of thought on a lot of things in eBay, and that's one of the things that makes it really cool. It looks like you're a huge fan of best offer and free shipping, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something I've always kind of done, I guess. Even when I'm buying on eBay, I always go through and see the free shipping first, and then of course the best offer. That's always going to help. I don't know. It seems to be working. I mean, not everybody has to do free shipping. I get it with whatever business plan they're doing, but free shipping has worked for me, and I make sure I have the margins in there too. So
there's something about that word "free." I mean, I know that I'm paying for the shipping, but by golly, if I feel like I'm beating you out of the shipping, I might buy from you.
Right.
And that's just a mentality. I mean, it's crazy, but it's kind of how it works.
So how do you work out the postage then? I mean, so you're in one part of America. How do you work out what it's going to be and right on the other side and stuff?
So being in El Paso, I'm somewhat in the middle range, but most of my stuff, like if it goes to like Phoenix, California area, it's way cheaper for me when it comes to the shoes. So USPS, they have the shoe box, which if I have anything brand new without the box, I can ship it in that box. And it's going to range from like $8 to $12 max, even going to like New York range.
Oh, that's cool.
If it's brand new with the box, they have like the 1095s and the 1097 boxes, and then I can cut those evenly on the sides and make it almost snug for the shoe box to ship out. And if it's going to go that way, and also of course going by weight. So with the shoes, 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds already gives me a rough estimate on how much that's going to roughly cost. So, the lighter the better, of course. But
definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, you're a big sports fan. I'm at your store here, and I see a bunch of jerseys and all kinds of cool stuff, man. So it's always we always talk about find your passion and sell what your passion is, right? I mean, if you had no desire for watches, then selling watches for you would probably be pretty boring pretty quickly. But it looks like you've actually found your niche in the sporting world, and that's where you're loving life, right?
Oh yeah, totally. Even same thing when I was younger and get into like the sneaker stuff, jerseys and sports. And I tell people the same thing. If you have a passion for it, definitely go for that niche that you feel that you have like a knowledge for already. Get deep into that one. No need to jump around because other people are selling watches. You know what I mean? If that's not really your niche now, focus on what you know, build that up. And then if that's something you want to, throw in later on, you can, but definitely focus on that one niche.
So do you have anything from England? Do you have any English football shirts or soccer, as you call them over there?
More soccer cleats than anything.
Okay.
Yeah, like so hypervenoms or Magistas, things like that, Tiempos, like different Nike cleats I do have.
Right.
So,
and do you ship international, or is it all just in America?
No, global shipping program definitely helps with that. And a lot of the cleats actually go, of course, to a lot of different out of the country. So I'm doing most of that with a global shipping program. So that helps with that.
So what is your take on the global shipping? I mean, we love it. We think it's a great idea. And obviously you probably do too, but tell us a little bit about that.
So I love it a lot. It's really, when I used to do international without it, it's almost like, I was like, man, I really hope this gets there. Like I have.
Right. And for anyone who's listening who doesn't really know exactly what it is, go ahead and give the 30 second
sponsorship deal thing.
Okay.
Yeah, explain it.
Yeah, so global shipping program, you're shipping it to eBay in, I believe it's in Kentucky, right? Kentucky, they get it there and then they'll ship it out overseas, and you have just complete confidence now. Because before I did it, I was just like, man, really hope they get it. I really don't know what's going to happen after it gets to a certain point. But now you have the trust with eBay, shipping it to eBay in the US, and then they ship it out of the country to the buyer.
And you're only responsible from your place to Kentucky, man.
Exactly.
eBay covers everything else, which is really cool, because I know when Ali and I were doing drop shipping of leather products, they'd wind up in limbo somewhere and nobody would know where, customs wouldn't have any idea where they're at, and nothing, and it was just like,
alrighty then.
Somebody's got a really nice collection of our leather products.
Yeah, it's in Africa somewhere.
Ron and Ali will be right back after this short break.
So, you have an idea, a big idea, and you're ready to jump into the world of e-commerce. Awesome. But where to start? The answer is only a click away. At solutionsforecommerce.com, you'll find available services to help manage, audit, or even build your e-commerce site from the ground up. With over 10 years of experience in developing and managing channels on sites like Amazon, eBay, Shopify, and Etsy, Solutions for E-commerce can help you to grow your small or large business. Take a step back from the technical and do what you do best, and let Solutions for E-commerce handle the tedious stuff like creating, reviewing, adding, or removing listings, setting up or organizing store categories, even merchandising and customer support. Find out why their clients say that their business wouldn't be what it is today without the help from Solutions for E-commerce. Visit solutionsforecommerce.com and take your e-commerce business to the next level. That's solutions, the number 4, ecommerce.com. Use promo code eBay at checkout for an exclusive So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast discount.
Be sure to check out SoYouWannaSellOnEBay.com for the latest podcasts and all the information you need to get selling fast.
So, so this global shipping, so you send it there. Is it work out cheaper doing it that way? So if you were to send it to Timbuktu, it would be more expensive, would it?
Oh, it'd be like double, even sometimes triple the price. And now just focusing on mailing it to eBay, it's a big difference.
Yeah. That's
It's really cool because you're using the leverage of eBay and the numbers eBay has, and they get a better break in the price as well. So it's really kind of nice that they do that.
So how many hours do you reckon you work in a day then on eBay?
I try to go sourcing at least 2 to 3 hours, Tuesday through Friday, more or less. And then at night, I'm doing either editing for the YouTube channel or I'm listing and then, of course, shipping. Every night, I'm making sure I'm shipping the items for that day that's sold, get it out the next morning. So the day handling time. So I'd probably roughly say, I guess, 20, 25 hours, I guess, per week on really like the combination of sourcing, listing, and shipping.
So you making a full-time wage on part-time hours?
So I'm also doing I also help my family business. So I'm there in the mornings is what I'm doing from 8 to 12 every day, helping out the family business. So they do like plaques, awards, and trophies, things like that. They also have their own eBay store. So I kind of help them set that up. Yeah, set that up for them and get them, going into the eBay side. So
very, very awesome. That is really cool, man.
That's so common, actually. Like have a son or a daughter doing on eBay, and the parents are like, "Oh, you're wasting your time," and then the parents end up doing it as well because they see it's actually working. It's actually quite common. That's brilliant.
All right, they're like, I guess this commerce thing is making money.
The very thing that your parents warned you against, they're up doing now, right?
Right. From those, from those words of, I want to quit school and sell on eBay. Now the tables have turned.
That's right. Absolutely.
So where do you
Love
store?
You, Mom, Dad.
So I see behind you there, you got some boxes and shoes and stuff, but where do you store all this stuff? Is it around the house? I mean, you got a warehouse?
So I have this here. I have a closet here. So this is technically my office. And then I have another spare bedroom where the other shoes go. Now, me and my wife, eventually, let's say we do want to have kids, then we're going to have an inventory issue. But for right now, we're fine with that spare room.
Yeah.
That's okay, man. You can make a nice cradle out of a bunch of Nike boxes.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Bit of rope. So you know where everything is. If to find that shoe, you know exactly where it is.
Yeah, no issues for now. And I know once that happens, I'll try to figure something out. Maybe have to get like a storage unit or something, but yeah, I know definitely where everything is. I have them located good in the other room.
Nice.
Yeah, and your pictures are awesome, man. I love your pictures. Really, it's kind of unique the way you have that. You've got the, like metal pegboard or whatever it is, but it's really kind of a cool background, and it just really looks neat on a lot of the pictures there. So, do you take the pictures yourself? Does your wife help you with that, or how does that work?
I take all the pictures myself, and I really started because I bought like a lighting kit and everything, and then when I moved and bought the house, and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to list here, I just kind of got like this little workbench thing, and I was like, what if I just do the photos on here? I mean, usually I've always done like white background, things like that, and then I started to notice, I was like, Well, it actually looks pretty good with even though it is kind of like that little metal background, it looks pretty clear. And
I think it looks crystal clear. It's awesome, man. It looks really cool and very unique,
Yeah. So it's been working. So doing that, yeah.
And you do different angles, and I see you zooming in on things if there's a problem with them and stuff like that.
I like to zoom in just on just different focus issues on the shoes, and especially like things like inside tag for authenticity. People want to see, different sides and angles, the bottoms of the shoes, different sides. So I kind of include all of that, and even the photos. I try to do like 1-to-1 ratio so that when they're looking at it on mobile, it also looks a little bit bigger. We get to see all the features of the shoe, instead of different crops and stuff, trying to keep them all the same.
Nice.
And it's just probably a lot easier to take that extra 7 minutes to take extra pictures than, try and, debate something with somebody, who, I don't know, how buyers are. I mean, sometimes they want to say, you didn't show me this. Well, yeah, we did, picture number. Exhibit A, Yeah,
and that's the beauty about eBay. It's giving you the 10 to 12 picture range, and I tell people all the time, take full advantage. You have all the photos. You can do that. Helps out your customer. Eliminates less questions. Take full advantage and do the 10 to 12, and take extra time doing the photos.
So what's the sort of tools are you using on a daily basis? Like, do you have things to keep stock check, and things to make your listing easier? Do you have any special tools that might help others?
I guess I'm not really special tools, but I have like templates that are already made, because that's the beauty, I guess, about being in that same niche is like the shoes, it's either going to be brand new with box or without box. Yep, so I only have the two templates. It's like, okay, without, here's my template. I can set that in. I can change my titles. I know what my pricing is like. So it really speeds up the process doing that. And then the bookkeeping part, I also have spreadsheets ready to go. I keep track at the end of the day, every day, what sold, how much did I spend on it, what did the profit look like, how much was shipping, and just doing a lot of the, that's probably the more boring part that I think a lot of the YouTube stuff, like, well, I really don't care about the numbers part, but it's like the most important part of your business.
And if you get a good spreadsheet, set up with calculations and stuff like that, you just punch in one number and everything else is calculated for you.
Exactly, yeah.
So we got a question from Steve in Sydney, and he was talking about organizing his profits. So he's got stock. Let's say you got stock as well, and then the stock starts running out. At which point do you start buying more stock? Do you start giving yourself a wage? That sort of thing. It's like you've made $200. Do you reinvest all that $200 into buying more product? And when do you know what to buy? Stuff like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and that was kind of my main thing in the beginning because of the student loan part. So I was like, I really need to divide this evenly to where I can pay off these loans and still have the money to reinvest. So I used to go about half and half to really try to figure that out and what I'm be able to spend. And even then, even going half and half, I'm like, I really got to make sure that what I'm buying, I'm doing the research and I feel confident about it, because I don't have, extra little wiggle room here and there. Like some people talk about like the term death piles, which, the things just stay there. They don't get listed and they're just kind of building up. And when you're really trying to, go and figure out the money part, what I need to pay off for the bills, there are no death piles at this point because everything needs to be listed.
Yeah, everything's
That's awesome. Yeah, and I love your passion to help, the college students, like the kids that are coming right out of college, because as you know, there's a ton of people out there with a lot of debt, and they're just not sure exactly how they can get from underneath that debt. And with your YouTube channel, Hustler Hacks, I'm sure you kind of go over that and kind of help younger people that are coming out of college figure that out for them. Is that correct?
Yes, and even some of the high schoolers, they're learning the game, like the eBay game. They're seniors in high school. They're trying to prepare on just getting into like the e-commerce and reselling, and then they start learning a little bit more how money can work for them. And you don't have to, buy things at the mall anymore. You can find it cheaper. And I remember even just going to thrift stores, garage sales, like, this is a nice shirt. I'm taking this.
Mine.
No longer overspending on things that aren't needed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It must be exciting. I mean, you must find some fun stuff when you go to those types of places.
Oh, yeah. The garage sales, I've had some pretty good, like some random stories. I've gotten, at the time, there was like some snapback hats of like NBA, NFL teams. And a lady had like boxes of these that I think at the time that whole fad kind of just went out. And so she was stuck with kind of like boxes from, I guess, an older business. And yeah, we had bought so many of those, me and my friend. In the end, we ended up making about like $10,000 from just the hats.
Wow.
They were doing really well at the time. And we're doing like, $1 each. And she had really good deals later on and just kind of building that up. And there was another point too, garage sales. We had found some Disney statues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were from a Disney store that had closed in El Paso. And they used to have like these statues all around the store. Mm-hmm. And they were heavy duty. They looked really, really good. And some guy was like, yeah, they're taking up a lot of room. My daughters are older. I really don't care for these anymore. We had got them for like 20 each. It was a Dumbo. And the other one was a Mickey Mouse one. And the Dumbo, I think, sold for like $2,000. We got it for $20.
What?
Yeah. And shipping alone, I think for that was like $300. We had to make sure it got there safely. Someone in New York got it. Yeah, it was.
I drove it to him, man.
Yeah.
We're going to Texas straight to New York. We're going to hand deliver this one.
Yes. And let him pay for it.
But that's what keeps
really
you going,
cool, man.
isn't it? Those types of things are the things that keep you, let's get another one of those.
I know it's those home run hits that, of course, they're always fun. And I tell people too, look, home run hits are going to happen, but you got to also do the singles. Like things are just, and sometimes things don't work. But if you're consistent about it, you're going every week, you're definitely going to make money, and you're, doing everything you can, also doing proper listings and everything. But home run hits will happen. It won't be all the time. It won't even be every month. It may even happen every 3 to 6 months.
Yep.
But you're being consistent with the smaller finds. You're making the money doing there. Everything will build up, and then you can, pay off the bills and things.
Yeah. So was it your research that told you that it would sell for $2,000, or was it just an auction and it just went crazy?
We ended up doing we had like a high buy it now, and we took an offer. There wasn't really much going on as far as definitely wasn't like that single piece that had sold, but a similar Disney statues were going for around that same amount. So we had priced it around there. We got a really good offer on it, and we're like, all right, we're
taking it.
We're done there. Yeah, we're done there.
That is really cool, man. That's an amazing story. So what was, and Ollie's going to get mad at me, but what was the weirdest thing you've ever sold on eBay?
Oh, weirdest thing. That's a good question. I mean,
smelly pair of shoes.
Man, that's actually a good question. I don't know what kind of like weird things I've actually had. I would probably say, and even some of these figures that I repainted were somewhat kind of weird, because I was trying to experiment with like some of these rookie figures. Like, what if it looked like they were coming out of like college into an NFL type thing? So it was kind of like a weird mix.
Yeah,
and they just did not really look that good.
But they bought them. They still bought them anyway.
Some did sell, not as much as I wanted them to, but they're just like, I don't know what I was kind of thinking here. I need to really kind of figure this out.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
So those must have taken a while as well. I mean, you're actually hand painting each one, yeah?
Yeah, and then trying to do like a mixture of jerseys, that took even longer for me to do. I was like, what am I doing here? I just focus on the one.
Sell shoes, Glenn. Sell shoes. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
So do you have is there like any, I wear flip-flops, always have done because I live in Southeast Asia, but is there any like really old, like, worn by Harry Potter or something pair of shoes that are worth a lot of money? I'm sort of showing I know nothing about shoes here. Like vintage shoes. Queen Victoria, she wore these football shoes before she went out on the pitch.
I guess you can go for, retro Jordans have always done well. They keep remaking them, but obviously if you had, 85s, that's totally different from the 80s type of stuff. I did one time find a jersey, Dominique Wilkins Atlanta Hawks jersey. I think it was dated like 91, 92. I actually found that one at it was kind of like a flea market. They had it in a pile of other random clothes in there, and I did all this digging and I found it, and I was like, oh man, They wanted $2 for it. And I was like, well, I'm definitely taking it. It had minor stains here and there. But I don't know if it was game worn or game issued. I think it was just game issued. I sold that one for $750. That was another one of those home run finds that happens, but I know it's not like all the time, but that one was also another awesome, jersey find that.
And Ali, just so you know, I do have an old pair of shoes that I'll sell you, and I'll give you a really good price on them. Okay,
cheers, Ron.
It'll be less than $1,800.
Oh, nice, mate. No, and they're probably made in Thailand. Yeah,
maybe so, man.
So where do you see yourself in the future? This is the question we always like to ask at the end. You're going to expand this. You're going to get more space. Going to get more people working for you.
Eventually, in the future, if me and my wife, we do plan that if next year happens, we do have our first child, she would be helping me with the eBay business. So that would definitely be in the future.
No. And you know what? After you're speaking at Ecom Chicago this year, who knows? You might be on a speaking tour now.
Yeah. That's all right. Gives you an opportunity to buy more stock. You travel around the world speaking and buying at the same time.
All right. Buying, speaking, and mostly just, helping out and hearing people's stories. Like, that's what keeps me going too, that, hey, like your advice helped me with eBay to make my first sales or to pay off this student loan or, extra $250 a month. You're paying off either a car loan or a student loan or something. Like, those are the things that really, especially meeting people in person that have watched the channel or heard something or helped them some way. That gets me more excited than selling a random thing for eBay. Just helping people and listening and seeing what they're up to. And yeah, it's been really, really good.
That's exactly it.
Awesome. I cannot wait to meet you in Chicago, man.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you. It's going to be awesome for sure.
And that's actually the same thing as this show. It's all about helping people. It's bringing someone like yourself on here who's learned the hard way and the easy way and made some good stories and some bad stuff. And just learn along the way, and now you're handing it out to other people and freely giving it, and that's what it's all about. Because to some, it's rocket science. When you initially come in, it's like too many variables: buying, selling, shipping, making, listing, picturing. So, cheers for coming with us, Glenn. It's been absolutely fantastic. Do you get your speaking share recorded at the Ecom Chicago? Do they do stuff like that?
I've done some other ones that have done like little recordings. I've only done a couple of talks, not really done a lot. So this one, I know for Ecom Chicago, it's gonna be huge. I'm excited. This is probably gonna be one of the bigger ones that I've done. So beautiful. I think, I'll probably maybe can just do a little highlights and stuff because the people are actually going and paying there. They're the ones that need the full, I guess real deal than to share it out for everybody. So.
Well, that's brilliant. Well, Ron will let us know. See, Ron gets to have all the fun. As I live in Asia, Ron does all the shows in America. And he says he's working, but I'm not so sure, actually. I'm not really sure about it. But, yeah, it's brilliant to meet you, Glenn. Thanks so much for joining us. We've had so much fun, and I know a lot of people get so much great advice. You just got this bubbleness about you, this happiness. You just sort of like enjoying it, isn't it? You come out of school and you come out of college and you just start selling stuff. And that's the day and age we live in. So thanks so much for joining us, Glenn. We'll post all the notes from today's interview on our show notes page, which can be found at www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/show notes. Glenn, before you leave us, how can people get in contact with you and stuff?
Hustler Hacks channel on YouTube, and they could email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Brilliant. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, we'll also, as always, everyone put it out on our show notes page. So go over there and check it out as well. From everyone here at So You Want to Sell on eBay, I'm Ali Young.
And I'm Ron LeBeau.
That's all for this episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. Be sure to check out our next episode or any past episodes by going online to soyouwantasellonebay.com. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite social media sites, facebook.com/So You Want to Sell on eBay, and Twitter @Your eBay Podcast. Thanks for listening. And until next time, happy selling.
Have an idea for a topic or know someone who would like to be on the show? Let us know. Just go to www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/interview. We look forward to hearing from you.